Is this guy gonna mess this up again by doing steroids or snorting cocaine or sandblasting prostitutes? What's this guy gonna do? What's this guy gonna do to mess this up this time?
Prostitutes. I beat you after a weekend of cocaine.
And prostitutes. Wait.
Jeez.
I thought that first time was the first time you did cocaine.
I had
So wait, you had been doing cocaine.
I had two.
Okay, I get your super
I had
drugs.
two great
Congratulations.
weekends. Back-to-back weekends. Cocaine one, your ass the next. It was great. That's a month for the ages.
That's one hell of a weekend for a millionaire druggie.
Jon Jones is one of the greatest mixed martial artists of all time. But he's also one of the most troubled. Here he is talking about drugs, alcohol, and steroids in his own words.
The whole situation was crazy. I went to a party, a lot of heavy drinking going on. I go to bed thinking, obviously, you don't drink and drive. None of my friends would allow me to get another DWI. So I go to bed and I wake up the next morning. Everybody's gone from the house party, and my boy and his wife is there. And I'm thinking to myself, all right, this guy has a kid and a family. I probably should leave this party. Well, it's obviously not a party anymore. So I get in my car and was definitely still really tired. Get in my car, and I remember being at a red light, had my music going, texting on my cell phone, and I see like the light turn green, and I assumed that it was my green light, but really it was a green light for people that were going straight in traffic, and I was actually turning. So I just stepped on the gas when I saw the green light, and I find myself driving right into oncoming traffic. I started running, and I got like maybe 5 yards away from my car, and I remembered I had a marijuana bowl, in my cup holder. And so I knew that, if the police found that bowl in my car, then everything was gonna be so much worse than what I thought it should be, I guess. And so I ran back, I glanced at my cup holder, the bowl had flown somewhere in the car, and I just took off running again. I really had no clue what I hit. I didn't know if it was a car or a truck. I didn't know if it was a man or a woman. I just, my vision was so narrowed in, and I just knew I needed to run as fast as possible.
Are you still drinking these days?
No, I don't drink anymore. I don't smoke marijuana anymore.
How long has it been?
It has been maybe three or 4 months now.
Is it difficult?
It's not difficult, man. I'm honestly, I'm excited to be set free from that. It took me a long time to acknowledge that I had a little bit of a problem, because I was able to take care of my family. I was able to win fights. I was able to pretty much hide it from the world.
November 2015, 7 months after Jones crashed a rental car into a pregnant woman's vehicle following a night of partying. The incident resulted in the UFC stripping Jon of his light heavyweight title. He was sentenced to 18 months probation for the hit-and-run incident.
Different ways since this car accident. I'm grateful for it.
And this has been a wild year for you because it started with the Cormier fight and the positive test, Nevada, the cocaine and everything. You did the interview afterwards, and as you know, a lot of people thought that maybe you weren't, were you telling us everything there? Were you telling us everything? I mean, was that a big part of your life?
With the whole thing, it's crazy with the cocaine thing. Ariel, I'll look you dead in your eyes. I don't like coke. I'm not a coke guy, I smoked marijuana quite frequently. And people who really know me, they know that about me. And I love to drink. I can honestly say I party with the best of them. But cocaine, I tried cocaine one night, and the athletic commission's there the next day. It was just like, how in the world did this just go down? How did it happen this way? So now people like to paint me as this cokehead, and my haters, of course, they would love for me to be a cokehead, but far from it. I would never been able to accomplish the things I have with cocaine.
That found cocaine metabolites in his system. Because cocaine is not a banned substance out of competition, the test results should have never been released.
The whole situation, it really sucks. It really sucks. It really hurts a lot. Supposedly they found something in one of my samples that I have no clue what it is. I don't even know how to pronounce it. I've been taking the same supplements the majority of my career, and I've been so outspoken about being against, any type of performance enhancers. I'm still to this day extremely against performance enhancers, and so the whole thing sucks because being labeled as someone who would ever cheat is it just hurts me more than anything else I've ever been through in my career.
In July of 2016, Jones tested positive for the estrogen blocker clomiphene and the aromatase inhibitor letrozole, just days before he was set to fight at UFC 200 in Las Vegas, Nevada. Jones was stripped of his interim light heavyweight title and suspended for a year.
Did they call you up to inform you that you failed a drug test?
Yeah.
You've been talking about this damn sex pill. Did you have an inclination? Was there like any feeling at the pit of your stomach that you're like, yeah, did it even cross your mind that could have been what it was?
No. I have been in the UFC for many years, many years, and I've taken sex pills several times throughout my adult life. Highly recommend it, guys. Fucking great. Anyways, never failed a drug test. Never once failed a drug test. I just knew it couldn't have been that. I really didn't understand what it was. All my supplements have been the same throughout my career. I've been getting my supplements from the same company for like my whole career. Then I started working with GAT, and the main things I was taking with GAT was just the protein powders and like amino acids and all this type of stuff, BCAAs and stuff. Had no clue that that's what it was, but that's what it was. And there's document to prove that.
Jones claimed the failed drug test was a result of an erectile dysfunction pill.
This situation with the male enhancement pill that just so happened to be tainted, it was, in a way, it was a weird blessing in disguise because it was able to show, like, in that conclusion of the last situation, people were saying, well, negligence. He was negligent. He took a male enhancement pill that he didn't check with USADA. Outside of that, this was completely non-intentional. It's like, you can call me many things. You can call me a little bit of a party boy or a little bit of a wild guy or a knucklehead, but a cheater is something that I'll never, ever admit to. Admit to is not the word I want to use. It's like, that's something that I'll never say that I am. That's just not who I am.
Jones tested positive again in August of 2017, this time for oral turinabol metabolites. His team was never able to provide an explanation for how the metabolites got into his body.
Me asking questions and just trying to prove that I have absolutely nothing to hide. It's just this situation is like really, really crappy because it's just like, I don't understand how any of this happened and how this got in my system. I'm trying to be super open and candid and make myself available to anyone, whether it's my team, their lawyers, you guys, do farther testing, whatever I could do to just try to prove that none of this stuff makes sense to me.
Jones's recent win over Daniel Cormier was overturned, and he was once again stripped of his light heavyweight title. A potential 4-year suspension was knocked down to 15 months after Jones provided, quote, substantial assistance, end quote, to USADA. In December of 2018, it was revealed that picogram levels of oral turinabol metabolite were still showing up in Jon's system. The UFC and USADA concluded that those were the same metabolites Jones had already been punished for, and cleared him to fight at UFC 232.
And now I'm being drug tested by WADA to prove my innocence, right? And so from what I understand, what is found in my body is like taking a grain of salt, or let's say a grain of sugar.
But John, nobody cares about it's a grain of salt. You have illegal shit in your body, John.
Okay, yes. Okay, you just said your piece. Now let me explain. Let me answer, please. What a pictogram is, a picogram. Okay, fuck off. Okay, what a picogram is, it's taking a grain of salt and chopping it into 48 million pieces. A grain of salt, imagine this, imagine a grain of salt and chopping that into 48 million pieces. That is why I beat Alexander Gustafsson.
That, you probably won't have even a metabolite or a pictogram or whatever was in your system for this fight. Finally.
I hope not, man. I'm learning about this Tyrannobol, and I hear that it could possibly be in my body for the next 7 years, which is really scary. In the first drug test situation with Daniel Cormier, they found a long-term metabolite in my body. There's no short-term metabolites being found in my body. I don't know how long this has been in my body, but I'd eventually like to fight to get my Daniel Cormier fight overturned, because if there was short-term metabolites found in my body, you would be able to tell that something got in me recently. But they found a long-term metabolite in my body. They've never found short-term metabolites in my body. And people ask me, how do you know, Jon, and this isn't something that's new putting in Jon's body before this fight? And if it was new, you would find short-term metabolites, medium-term metabolites. You're only finding long-term metabolites. Maybe this was in my, I don't know. I don't know how long this has been in my body, but I hear it could be in there for up to 7 years. Tonight I got drug tested by 2 different agencies. Yesterday I got drug tested by VADA for the first time, and I'm excited. I'm excited to be tested by the most legit drug testing agencies in the world, so that we can learn exactly what this is and get to the bottom of it. And I said earlier in the interview that if I'm lying, then I pray that the Lord take every ounce of talent out of my body. I took a polygraph test. I looked these people in the eyes and said that I have never done anything to cheat this sport. And I passed that polygraph test. I have no Jedi mind tricks to pass polygraph tests. I believe that I'll be vindicated, proven innocent, and I'm just gonna put it in God's hands.
A VADA drug test taken on weigh-in day would end up detecting 33 picograms of oral Tyrannobol metabolite in Jon's urine sample. We've already punished Jon Jones for the M3 metabolite. There's no grounds to charge somebody twice for the same violation, said California State Athletic Commission head Andy Foster.